Samaya lerona riabuka ribuka mutimo Samaya lerona oh Samaya lerona oh Samaya lerona riabuka wahambanati oh wahambanati oh wahambanati siabo wahambanati Yesu wahambanati oh wahambanati siabo siabo la Yesu siabo la kawe la kawe siabo la Yesu siabo la siabo la Yesu siabo la kawe siabo la Yesu wahambanati wahambanati oh wahambanati oh wahambanati siabo Yesu wahambanati wahambanati oh wahambanati oh wahambanati siabo la Yesu siabo la kawe siabo la Yesu siabo la siabo la Yesu siabo la Samaya lerona Samaya lerona oh Samaya lerona Samaya lerona riabuka Yesu Samaya lerona Samaya lerona oh Samaya lerona oh Samaya lerona riabuka Amela Yesu ki moloki waka
Welcome, Zambia, to today's podcast. I'm excited that you could join me today. And this is a great day that we are coming to you, Zambia. And on this platform tonight, we are live, coming to your home. Wherever you are, Mukomboni, Mukonsi, Kwakanyama, Kwamandevu, wherever you are, within Zambia, all the corners of the country, all the 10 provinces, we are saying, this evening, we just want to welcome each one of you to this great program as we are looking at few days coming or remaining. Right now, we can say absolutely 142 days before Zambia decides. On the program tonight, I am not alone, and I know that this is a program that is going to just nourish, not just nourish your understanding, but also it's going to highlight a few things as we look at Zambia on the August 13th. Zambia Decides. How ready are we as a country in line with going to the ballot? Many issues have been raised, and today we'll be looking at some of the matters of national interest as Zambia prepares to go to the ballot. To discuss with me on this platform tonight is no other than Honorable Reverend Godfridah Sumaili, who is the former Minister of Religious Affairs and National Guidance under the regime of the Patriotic Front at the time of the reign of the late President, His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and may he so rest in peace. To this program tonight, let me welcome Reverend Godfridah Sumaili. Reverend, good evening, ma'am. How are you doing?
Good evening, Dr. Let me say that I'm really humbled and very grateful to be granted this opportunity to have a conversation with you, but also through you, have a conversation with the people of Zambia. Otherwise, we are fine. We have had good rains, so we are expecting a good harvest.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. We bless God, to have good rain and a beautiful rain that has come. Of course, the harvest is gonna be there, and we hope and pray that
Yeah.
load shedding is not gonna come back.
That is our prayer. For the past 4.5 years, we've had problems. So, yeah, we hope that the load shedding goes forever.
Absolutely, absolutely. We hope and pray that load shedding is going to be something of the history and something that we're not going to talk about again as a country. Now, at this particular time, I want to just dive into a few matters that the nation need to hear. Where have you been after, in the last 4 years, after leaving government as a minister? Where has Reverend Sumaili been? Are you at the farm? Are you back at Jesus Cares? Where are you at the moment?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've been very busy. I thought I was going to have a quiet time, but I have been busy essentially, with the ministry, Jesus Cares Ministry, where we
Mm,
reach out to the vulnerable and do development programs. I've been busy in prayer groups, but also politically, we have been engaging.
yeah. Politically, I know you have been engaging so much. We're gonna talk about that, and we
Yeah.
would the nation would want to hear more, especially on this program. Our focus today is to look at the preparedness of Zambia as we go towards the elections in the next, specifically 142 days remaining. How prepared do you think
Yes.
Zambia is to go to the ballot? How prepared Zambia?
Well, we have known the past 4.5 years that in 2026, Zambia is going to the ballot.
Mm,
And as a nation, this is another opportunity that we have to
mm.
put in place leadership that can bring real development, a government that can lift the living standards of the people. So I believe that we are ready. We are ready, and the people are ready to go and cast their vote.
Well, wonderful. Let's go now and look at a number of issues. And I would want you to just share a little bit briefly on a very challenging moment. Zambia has gone through a very tough time, more especially looking at the happenings that happened to us basically about 9 to 10 months ago when Zambia lost its 60th president, President Edgar Chagwalungu. I know that you worked very close with President Edgar Lungu as a minister of religious affairs. And also, I know that even prior to that, you have been instrumental with the family of President Edgar Chagwalungu. Let me start from there. Have you been in touch with the Lungu family whilst they are going through all this impulse? How are they doing? And the nation would want to hear as well. How is the Lungu family? How are the Lungus doing?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Nkoma. Let me start by saying that as a nation, we are still mourning.
Mm,
We lost the sixth Republican president, Dr.
mm,
Edgar Chagwalungu, on the 5th of June. 2025. And we were crushed as a people. And the sad thing is that we have not concluded. There has not been completion of that process where somebody dies, you mourn the person, and you put them to rest. Unfortunately, something unprecedented has happened to our nation, where we have not buried our former president and our late president. The remains still remain on the surface of the earth when he's supposed to be under the earth and resting. And because of that, the family have continued to be in a very challenging situation. They continue to mourn. And I was privileged to spend some months with our mother, Esther, in South Africa, just to stand with her, pray with her, encourage her, provide counseling here and there. And we have continued to pray together. She's a strong woman, although with death, we never become used to death. It always comes in a new situation, and she's still in that broken situation. I must say that because she's a strong believer in God, that has tremendously helped her. But it's very, very difficult for her. What is more difficult is that she's not just mourning the husband, but she's also dealing with the issues, being pursued by the courts, the children being pursued by the courts, being harassed, property being grabbed from them. So it is a very, very difficult situation that no one should go through.
Well, indeed, it's a very sad situation that the country has found itself into, and that's quite sad. Let's just do a bit of a reflection, which I would want to hear from you as we go down into the discussion, so we can move out of this subject once and for all, maybe in our preamble. Who was Edgar Lungu to you, in a nutshell? Because, when you are in public office, there is somebody, okay, he's a president, but beyond that, you find that there are people that somebody will hold to their heart to say, he was not just a president to me, he was somebody that maybe I could look up to. If you had to summarize Edgar Lungu to you, and the nation would want to hear, more especially that a whole ministry called Religious Affairs and National Guidance was created, and you are the only person in the country who has ever held that office, because after that, I think it was moved into a department or something like that. And historically, you still remain the only minister who has ever held that position. And the person that created that was His Excellency President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. So who was Edgar Lungu to you?
Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was many things to many people. To me, he was my president, first and foremost, and I served under him. I was very, very humbled when a new ministry was created, and that I was going to be the first cabinet minister to manage that ministry. I was very, very touched. He showed confidence in me because I had to start something that has never been.
Absolutely.
I obviously depended on God, but also from my previous professional engagements, I was able to establish that ministry. And yeah, uh, President Edgar Chabalungu loved God. I knew him as a leader who depended on God, loved God. And when we were confronted with issues, he always asked for prayers. He always asked for us to, get in touch with the churches, to come together and to pray. And he loved people. Dr. Edgar Chabalungu loved people. And because he loved people, we have seen an outpouring of love for ECL. Even right now, people are mourning for him because they reciprocated to the love that he had for them. And because he loved people, he loved the nation. And he was able to achieve so much in a short space of time because he wholeheartedly wanted a better life for the Zambians.
Okay.
Yeah, he wanted a better life for the people of Zambia. He was humble. He was a humble man, very, very humble. And yeah, he believed in people, and he gave everybody a chance. The ministers, he gave them a chance to do their work. He was an honest man who worked tirelessly to see that our country is transformed. That's how I remember him. Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. What that's so powerful to hear from a person like you who worked very close with him, and not just so close with him, but knowing that you still honor President Edgar Chagwalungu. I remember I saw you in Pretoria standing very close, side by side with Mam Esther Lungu. And that is commendable on your side. We still keep them
Thank
in our
you.
thoughts and our prayers so that all the matters can be resolved amicably. Let's look at the party which you saved in. And I want us to go into that. I know that he was your president. You are a reverend, but at the same time, a politician under the Patriotic Front.
Yes.
The Patriotic Front has gone through a lot of challenges and it has gone through a lot of battles. Before it was kicked out of power, if we are to ask you, what are the legacies of the Patriotic Front? And knowing that we have got 142 days remaining to go to the ballot, what is it that you can, if the Patriotic Front has to come back to power, what is it that we can look at? What is the legacy of the Patriotic Front, knowing that you saved in that organization?
Thank you so much, Dr. Nkoma. Let me start by saying that the Patriotic Front, its strength is in people. The strength lies in the people, in the members. There's so much commitment by the people to their party. The members love the PF. And this is why, even after so many challenges since we left office in 2021, we have seen the people standing together. We have seen the people standing together. Now, in terms of what can we point at, which the PF did, the PF did so much. President Michael Sata had a vision for the country, and he left that blueprint to President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. You remember that in the initial days when he became president, people were asking him what his vision was for the country, for the PF. And he was saying, no, I do not have one. Because what he had was blueprint from President Michael Sata. That is loyalty, that is faithfulness. And the focus when he came into office was on infrastructure development. And indeed, we needed to infrastructure, because for us to do business efficiently and productively, we needed infrastructure. For us to do our agriculture and move the goods from point A to point Z, we needed the infrastructure. But all the infrastructure development came the lifting of the living standards of the people, and in particular, our men and women in uniform. You know, they had very poor accommodation before Edgar Chagwa Lungu built them proper accommodation throughout the country. So we are so proud now to see our men in uniform being dignified and living in proper accommodation. But also we are happy with the roads that we see today. We are also happy, you know, and very proud when we see they fly over bridges, which have helped in, you know, controlling traffic. Yeah. We are very, very grateful when we look at the hospitals which have been built throughout Zambia. No segregation, no discrimination. Every part of Zambia has received hospital. And in addition to that, there are also, you know, health centers, health posts, which have been put up. I can say that over 600, I think 650 health posts and clinics have been built. In Lusaka alone, we have seen the upgrading of community clinics now to hospitals, level 1 hospitals. This was done by President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. But also, we saw that time how we improved on agriculture. Most of our people depend on agriculture. And we saw how Edgar Chagwa Lungu ensured that the inputs are delivered to the people in proper quantities, not in cups, so properly, you know, delivered and in good quantities, and that improved our agricultural output. So there's so much. Apart from that, I think we ensured that the three arms of government were independent. The judiciary, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive. They operated with dignity and independently, not what we are seeing today. So these are some of the things that we saw during the presidency of Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Apart from that, just the respect of the law. the Constitution. Edgar Chagwa Lungu upheld the rule of law. And I believe that in any nation where you want to see order, where you want to see development, where you want to see peace, there has to be respect for the Constitution and respect for the rule of law. Zambia is a constitutional democracy. This is what is enshrined in our Constitution. We have values as a nation in Part 2, Article 8. It talks about the national values and principles that the Zambian people felt this is what should guide us. So there was respect for that. And my ministry in particular was tasked to ensure that people are educated on these national values and principles, but also that we make sure that we start operating according to the national values and principles and ensure that these are permeated in all that we do in terms of policy, government policy, in coming up with laws, legislating laws. These national values and principles have to be consulted.
Well, I would love to ask this question because somebody may argue and say that under your watch, as the Minister of Religious Affairs and National Guidance, you have just spoken about national values, and somebody may argue to say, under your watch, they saw a lot of thuggery, which unfortunately is called cadarism, even though it's an abuse of the word kada anyway. But they saw a lot of thuggery in the markets, and I'm sure you have heard President Hakainde Hichilema making reference time and again of people who are being beaten in the markets, people who are being beaten in the bus stations because of wearing a party ligaria. You have heard time and again, and they would say, they would argue, and they would say, no, Godfridah Sumaili, the party has your marriage. They would say, no. They would also refer to the issues of gassing in Chingola and all that. They would say it was under your watch. And then today, they will say they have removed the Ministry of Religious and Religious Affairs and National Guidance, and they are saying they have wiped away all these vices that were in the society at your watch or at that time. How would you defend that kind of a point?
Well, let me say that any form of violence, any form of thuggery behavior, abuse of people, harassment of people is to be condemned. It has no room in a nation, especially that is a Christian nation. Our desire is to see peace, is to see respect for people and respect for human dignity and respect for human rights. This is what we want to see. Yeah, I agree with you that during our time, there was some kind of what they call cadarism. To be a cadre is a good thing, but unfortunately, it has been.
It's an abuse of the word. Anyway, it's an abuse
manner.
of the word. It's an abuse.
It's an abuse of the word, unfortunately. But I remember that when Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu decided to come back to politics, the first thing is
well, Zambia, there we are having Honorable Reverend Godfridah Sumaili, who is deliberating on serious national matters. and matters of national interest. Please do not turn the dial. She is still with us. The network has seemingly to have dropped on her side, but she is addressing very serious issues. And tonight we are discussing on matters that many of you Zambians have had questions to say, where are we going? How is the Patriotic Front? And so, as Reverend Godfridah Sumaili is discussing with me right here, we are making sure that we bring those questions that you have been asking for her to answer those questions. Listen to this. Some of the questions that Reverend Godfridah Sumaili will be addressing today are issues of the factions that have been happening in the Patriotic Front, knowing that Honorable Reverend Godfridah Sumaili, she's not just any other member in the Patriotic Front, but she's a member of the Central Committee. Now, Reverend Godfridah Sumaili has decided to back Honorable Makebi Zulu, and we will be looking at that. I'm trying to get her back. It seems it's the network that has dropped out on her side, but she will be logging in immediately. And we want to make sure the nation has to know, what is it that Makebi Zulu is offering to the Patriotic Front? And we want to ask Honorable Reverend Godfridah Sumaili, who is been a stalwart of the campaign team of MZ8, as they are calling it, MZ8. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure it's Makebi Zulu 8. So we want the Zambian people to know, because Zambia needs credible leaders. Zambia needs leaders that will put the nation at the center. Zambia needs leaders that will put the nation at the center, not personal interest. So I'm waiting for Reverend Godfridah Sumaili. She will be joining in again. It was the network issue that just dropped on her side. But Zambia, there we are. We are saying we are remaining with 142 days before we cast that vote. Before we wake up in the morning. Ushemwewe na Zambia. Tukabuka kachero nokutila nibani tuwala vote. Right now, there are issues that we want to ask Honorable Godfridah Sumaili of what is happening in the PF, knowing that Mao Samba, Dadipo, Babalot, Yachitike pa Saturday, knowing that William Dolo, Nawati Lokwebat, Naine Wina Shabepo. We want to make sure that these questions are answered by the people that are in the Patriotic Front and the people who are stalwarts of their organization. I know Reverend Godfridah Sumaili is with me right here. It's just been the network that was a challenge on her side, but I hope very soon she will be logged in and we will be able to have a smooth conversation as it has been going on. So far, she has addressed the issues. She has talked about her relationship with President Edgar Lungu. She has talked about the legacy of the Patriotic Front. She has made mention of how the whole entire ministry was created. And President Lungu found it fit to get this reverend woman and put her in charge of that department or that ministry. And so as we are discussing these things, I wish to invite you, Zambia, quickly. Go ahead. Those of you that are watching us from Smart Egos, Grindstone TV, from all different platforms, let's go ahead and share the broadcast and let's get the people. Balevran, are you able to hear me? If Balevran, you are able to hear me, I wouldn't mind if you could join me even if you had to come via audio, if the video is failing, Reverend Godfridah Sumaili, kindly try by all means to get back to us. Zambia is listening to you. The country wants to hear. Bushetu Afrika pi. Nge chililo chabalungu tukashikalisa. The country wants to hear you as a mother and as a stalwart under the Patriotic Front. We are waiting to see her back. The network seems to have been challenging. Those of you that wishes to ask questions, you can go ahead and post them in the comment section, and let's hear what you are saying. Somebody saying she even organized cadres to harass HH in my presence. I was in your office, Honorable, when you were making arrangements with cadres to come to High Court. That's Matimba Samboko saying that. All right. So there are people that are making aspersions and people that are saying she's the last to even open her mouth. Somebody is saying, oh, that's Matimba. All right. Matimba seems to be bringing personal issues. We want to hear national issues. We want to hear national issues. All right. Somebody's just trying to check. Okay. Let's see. Let's get Reverend Godfridah Sumaili back. Let's get Reverend Sumaili back. Let's get Reverend. Yes, ma'am. Are you able to join in, as the network seems to have broken down on your side?
Oh, it is from this side.
Yes. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, but it went blank.
Yes, it's because the network has dropped on your side. And so if you are able to log in again, that will help us a big time. If you can try to log in again in the studio so that we can hear you loud and clear. Yes, ma'am. All right, she will be joining us right now. And it seems the network seems to have dropped on her side. And Zambia, let us get to respect our leaders as they communicate with us as a nation, as they make mention. These are issues of national interest. These are issues of national interest. Well, it seems the network seems to be really troubling us. Let's see if it is possible that we'll be able to get her via audio. Let me just communicate to her so that she can join us on audio as we are conversating. As we are conversating, let me see if we can be
Bluetooth
able
connected.
To get Honorable Godfridah Sumaili via audio, as we are having a challenge with her network. It seems
Bluetooth disconnected.
It seems the network is become a problem, but we will be able to get Honorable
Bluetooth connected.
Godfridah Sumaili via audio. And let me just do that and have a smooth conversation on audio. We will be able to do that. We will be able to do that and get Honorable Godfridah Sumaili via audio. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me? Okay. We will connect you via audio so that we can be able to have a conversation as the network seems to have
Yes.
dropped on your side.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, so I think we can proceed with our conversation. Just give me 1 second so that you are able to be heard loud and clear on our side as well. We will put you on direct connected on our side.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So let me go back. So yes, we are live once again on all our platforms, Smart Egos, Grainstone TV. Those of you that are also watching from all our platforms, we want to welcome back Honorable Godfridah Sumaili. We apologize for the network that we had as a challenge on our side. Yes, ma'am. So you were explaining on the time that you were Minister of Religious Affairs and National Guidance when issues of thuggery were happening under the Patriotic Front. And so you were
Yes.
communicating with us. Can you proceed, please?
Yes, I was saying that any form of violence is to be condemned,
Mhm.
and we cannot accept that abuse and harassment of people. Thuggery behavior, it cannot be accepted in a nation that is a Christian nation.
Mm. Mm.
I explained that when Dr. Edgar Chagalungu came back to active politics,
Mhm.
in his first message, he apologized to the people of Zambia
Mm.
for whatever wrong that the Patriotic Front had done wrong.
Mm.
One of them is that same issue which they were calling Gadarism.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, we acknowledge that. But what I can say is that unfortunately,
Mm.
that kind of behavior has become worse under the UPND.
Mm.
We have seen a lot of harassment of people. We have seen people being beaten, without any cause. We have seen insults.
Mm.
Insults. It's so unfortunate
Mm.
because these are young people who are insulting elderly people.
Mm.
Even our late president was at many times insulted by
Mm.
young people.
Mm.
And the unfortunate thing is that, to be honest, I've never heard
Mm.
this president,
Mm.
President Hakainde Hichilema, condemn any form of violence.
Mm.
So this is something that we have to deal with as a people. And I must say that this past 4.5 years that we've been out of government,
Mm.
it has been a time of reflection.
Mm.
It has been time of looking back and say, how can we save the people of Zambia better?
Mm.
What do we need to do?
Mm.
Yes, we delivered to the people in terms of infrastructure, in terms of social services.
Mm.
Schools have been built, hospitals have been built. But how do we now relate to people in a respectful manner?
Mm.
How do we ensure that we have social justice?
Mm.
How do we ensure that we maintain the one Zambia, one nation?
Mm.
Which, as of now, there's been a compromise
Okay.
in terms of segregation and that kind of thing. So, yes, you are right that we can't say we were perfect. No. But we've had time to reflect.
Mhm.
And I know that we are ready to save the people of Zambia better.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to me on Zambia Decide today. And the voice that you are hearing behind me, that's the voice of Honorable Reverend Godfridah Sumaili, the former minister under the Patriotic Front, and who's also a member of the Central Committee of the Patriotic Front. Reverend, I know that the Patriotic Front has been having some serious battles within the political party. But the last 2 days, on Saturday, we saw you go to a conference that was conducted virtually and physically, I'm told. And we see that Makebi Zulu has been or has emerged victorious in the conference that just ended. My question is, why did you decide to back Makebi Zulu out of the, is it 9 or 10? Then later on the number was reduced, but out of all those that stood out, what is it that was significant about Makebi Zulu, but which you didn't see to be significant under Given Lubinda or under Chitaluchi Rufia or under Godfridah Monde or the rest of the people? The list can go on. What was so special to you? Why did you decide to back Makebi Zulu?
First, Dr. Nkoma, let me say that, the perception that there's confusion in the Patriotic Front. I can say that that is not true.
Okay.
What I can say is that, yes, we have had challenges. Some of the challenges are coming from outside, to destabilize the strong Patriotic Front. But like I said earlier, because people are dedicated and committed, we have been standing.
Okay.
You see, every political party or institution is a living organism.
Absolutely.
It's a living organism. And that means that there will be, issues, challenges. Remember, Timbemba, imiti paramene, taibula kukwestana. So there'll be those small things.
I love that proverb more in Tonga, but I will not mention it because it sounds to be more arrogant.
Oh, is that so? Okay. Yeah. So we have had our own issues, internal, trying to position ourselves properly. But I'm glad and I'm very, very proud to say that we had a convention, a national conference over the weekend. And we had wide participation covering the entire nation of Zambia, the 10 provinces. And we used a hybrid format where we had physical and virtual participation. And I must commend our secretariat, the chairman elections and the national chairperson, because they delivered a free and fair and credible election. So we are happy as the family of PF. We are very, very happy and looking forward to 13th August 2026. Yes, I backed Makebi Zulu for a number of reasons. But let me say that we had strong candidates, all of them carrying something very special, carrying special virtues, skills, and coming with, exposure, experience. Yeah, we had strong candidates. But I chose to support Makebi Zulu from the beginning because, from the spiritual angle.
Okay.
From the spiritual angle, we are able to discern where the grace is.
Okay.
You see, God talks about times and seasons.
Mm.
Each one has a season and a time.
Mm.
And if you're in the spirit, you are able to discern this time that we are in.
Mm.
Who is the one?
Mm.
You see? And he carried the special grace.
Mm.
You recall in the Bible about Elisha and Elijah.
Mm.
Yes, when Elijah was going,
Mm-hmm.
he said, this mantle,
Mm.
whoever will see me go.
Mm.
Because Elisha understood that it was his time.
Okay.
He knew it was his season. So
Okay.
he was following the master.
Mm.
He was following Elijah.
Mm.
Elijah would tell him, no, stay here. He says, I'm following. I'm coming.
Mm.
He was there until Elijah was taken. And he dropped a mantle, which Elisha picked.
Mm.
And was now able to operate in that grace.
Mm.
So, it is a spiritual, it's a spiritual explanation. But also, when you look at Maccabi, he's a young person.
No,
And you know that
man,
Zambia,
just on that point, before you have gone to the other one, I want to ask, and I'm going to ask it because I know many Zambians right now are listening to you from both within Zambia and also those in the diaspora. Right now, they are logged in and they are watching us live on different platforms and they are listening to your voice. You have made a very strong statement here. And you being a spiritual leader, I'll put it from that perspective, where you have said it's like Elisha and Elijah.
Let me go deeper.
Tebonse fwe baya ku church fwe baberenga Bible awe ndefu amulondole buno buno mwalosha mwi.
Yeah. You know, there's something about this young man, Honorable Makebi Zulu.
Okay.
A virtue which we need in a leader. Loyalty defines a person.
Okay.
Loyalty. This is a man who stayed with Edgar Chagwalungu from the time that we left office in 2021. He was there with Edgar Chagwalungu and helped throughout with the cases, the courts. He was always with him. Always with him. And even to the time that now our former president was able to leave the country, Makebi Zulu was there. He was the one who was navigating how do we get our president out for medical attention. He was there. There's a picture which makes me cry when I see when they arrived in Johannesburg. They are at the airport. They've arrived. This is a former president. Standing there, waiting for transport.
Looking for an Uber.
Yes. With our mother Esther there, the president there, and who was with them? It was Makebi Zulu. He was there. Yeah. So he stayed with our former president throughout the time that Edgar Chagwalungu was seeking medical attention in South Africa. Instead, to the time of the departure of our president, when he died, Makebi was there. And he stayed, we know, for so many months. So, if there was any message that Valungu had, he passed it on to Makebi Zulu, who was by his side. Eh? If there was any important information for the party and for the nation, he left it with Makebi Zulu. So, if you see me go, I'll drop the mantle and you take it. So there's that grace.
Okay.
Yeah. But in addition to that, I was saying that Makebi Zulu represents the young people.
Okay.
And we know that the majority in the population are young people. They are the youth. And if we have to attend to their needs, they needed a young person as a president. He is 44 years old. He's a young constitution lawyer who has actually distinguished himself in the practice of law. Makebi is honest, is corrupt-free, and I like the message that he has brought. He has been speaking about unity.
Okay.
And that is with unity within the party of the PF, but also unity with the other opposition leaders, but also unity in our nation, Zambia. So Makebi brings a breath of fresh air to the politics in Zambia. And I know, without a shadow of doubt, he's going to deliver. You know, this is a young man who fears God. He fears God. This is a young man who loves people. He's humble like Edika Chagalungu. You know, actually, when people see him for the first time, they see Edika Chagalungu in him.
Okay.
Yeah. He's carrying those traits of humility, you know, respecting people. And one thing he has been talking about also is the respect for the Constitution, the rule of law. He has been talking about separation of powers among the three arms of government. Those things are necessary. Even the institutions of governance that we have, the Human Rights Commission, the Anti-Corruption Commission, the Drug Enforcement, you know, all these institutions of governance, the Electoral Commission, you know, they need to operate professionally and without influence from the head of state. So we are excited. We are excited. Zambia should not miss this opportunity. God has given us another opportunity, you know, to put things right in our nation. I can tell you that Zambia is blessed. But what we need is leadership that will not play mingalato. You know, leadership that will not start promising people or lying to people. No, we need now servant leadership. We need transformational leadership. We need leaders who fear God, you know, who shall also serve people with their hearts.
Well, Zambia, we are discussing many issues that have to do with national interest, and I am hosting Honorable Reverend Godfridah Sumaili, who is a member of the Patriotic Front and also the member of the Central Committee. They have just come out of the conference where Honorable Makebi Zulu has been elected as the president of the Patriotic Front. Now, the last question on the Patriotic Front, and then I come to the last set of questions looking at the 5 years of President Hakainde Hichilema. But I wanted to ask this question. Sampa was not there at the conference that you just held. And it seems that he is suggesting that that conference was not legit, but there will be another conference. And if on the 27th, let's say the courts rules that the party to be given back, won't it be given back to Mao Sampa? And then Makebi Zulu will be president of what? We want to hear.
I'm sure, Dr. Nkoma, you have heard that we now have a PF Pamosi Alliance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the conference, the national conference, was not held as Patriotic Front convention.
Okay.
And I must make this very clear.
Please.
It was not held as Patriotic Front national conference or convention. No. It was under no party, but we came together under our alliance. So what Honorable Mao Sampa is talking about is, and I would not want to go so much into it because of it is in courts.
Yes.
It is in the court of law. So it's just cautioning that we have not, done what we should not have done. No, we haven't done that. If we have to do a convention under Patriotic Front Party, it will have to be done once we are given back the party by the sports.
Okay. Okay. All right. So in other words,
all is well. We are together.
Wonderful. All right. As we are about to go, the last question that I always give our guests, the 5 years under the UPND and President Hakainde Hichilema, according to you, what are some of his successes that he has achieved? And if not, what are some of the failures that you can address? And thereafter, I will be asking you the last question. If being given a chance as the Patriotic Front, what are the things that you would wish to see them done in the nation of Zambia?
Well, what I can say is that if there have been any positive achievements by the UPND government,
oh my God, we have lost control again of the line. Reverend Sumaili, are you with me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes, go ahead,
I
please.
can hear you, Doctor. Yes. So these have been overshadowed by the so many promises which have not been fulfilled. What I can tell President Hakainde Hichilema is that own up. I think the people of Zambia should receive your apology. You need to apologize for giving them promises which you knew you would not fulfill. And that's where the problem is. He was promising the Zambian people things that he knew, even at that time, that is impossible to fulfill those promises. How can a bag of meal cost 50 kwacha? Looking at the kind of inputs that you have to put in to bring out production. The cost of production. He knew about that. Fertilizer, saying no, fertilizer will be 250. He knew what it takes to produce fertilizer. Promises that he made in Northwestern Province. No, we are giving you a university. We are giving you a hospital. He has not done so.
He just mentioned that on the Youth Day as well, and don't you think that is why the people of the Northwest have to give him another chance?
No, he will do the same. He will not perform. The past we can now say 5 years.
Yes, it's 5 years.
What has he done? What has he done? Right now, I can point at what Eddie Kachagolungu did. But we don't see what this man has done. Okay, he talks about, we have employed the teachers, we have employed that is a given. You have to employ civil servants, especially when schools have already been built.
Imita ufone. Your fellow Reverend, Vice President, announce imita ufone. It's one of the things that have been brought.
Very embarrassing again. Very, very embarrassing. Imita ufole nangula tawa upwaka ikemi.
Kani bonse ni mwewa nshima pepota tuatarike.
Sugilite, I don't know if you heard about this.
I know Sugilite. Yeah.
Where 750 million worth of this precious metal disappears at a police station in Ikabwe. Imagine how is that possible? $80 million. They say it was sent by mistake to China by Zesco. Who does that? The 2 containers of medicines disappear. When the people are not accessing medicines, when the hospitals are empty because there are no drugs, then you have 62 containers of medicines marooned at an individual private home. Who does that? Can you imagine when people are suffering? That's why we need a leader who is God-fearing, a leader who loves the people. Because you cannot do this if you love the people. And as I'm speaking, Bankoma, over $12 billion of transactions cannot be accounted for by, and this came out in the FIC report, Financial Intelligence Report. So, and then we have seen so much injustice. We have seen disrespect of the law, the constitution, the national values and principles have been thrown out of the window. We are seeing the 3 arms of government controlled by one person. The 3 arms of government. I'm telling you. Even the things that we are hearing now, the lady that was killed in Northwestern Province by a mob. Just like that. And we know gassing. Who did the gassing, please? Why even up to this time? When they came into power, they said, yes, we are going to now catch those who were gassing. Have they done so? Who was doing the gassing? And now we are nearing the elections, and the same issues of, bloodletting is starting again. Let me say this, that it will not work. The blood of Jesus Christ was shed 2,000 years ago, and this blood will not yield any result.
Well, Zambia, there you have it. I am discussing issues of national importance with Honorable Reverend Godfridah Sumaili. Ma'am, tonight, I want to announce to you that Zambia remains with 42 days before we go to the ballot. The contract that we gave President Hakainde Hichilema finishes on the 12th of August. Should we, the Zambian people, renew his contract for 5 years? Or are you saying Zambians should expire the contract of President HH and the UPND government on the 12th? And if so, why? I give you under 2 minutes to just sum that question up as we close. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
It is addressed to me?
Yes.
President Hakainde Hichilema has proved that he has no capacity to rule this nation. He has no capacity. Zambia has gone maybe 10, 15 years backward. We have gone backward. Our institutions of governance, they are not operating the way they should operate. There is a report that came by the Human Rights Watch for 2026. Human Rights Watch reports. And this report details there's so many abuses, human rights abuses. You know, freedom of expression has been clamped. And now we see an authoritarian and hostile hand that is oppressing, you know, the opposition. We have opposition leaders in prison. We have our political leaders in the opposition being harassed day and night. People have lost their voice. There is no voice. If you speak, you are in trouble. Just a few days ago, opposition leader, Honorable Munduvile, was stopped at the airport and put in cells. People are suffering. Uluto Chilwagwa Litapadi. The way people used to have 3 meals, no. If you are lucky, you can have 1 meal a day, you know, for the low income people. It is there's no money. People are saying there's no money in circulation. Where's the money? Even when he gives this macroeconomic indicators, you know, saying that no, GDP is going to be this, what, inflation has gone down. But let it translate in meaningful intervention for the people. Let it show that our economic development is there. The living standards of the people is improving, but it's not like that. People cannot eat graphs. People cannot eat promises. People cannot eat macroeconomic indicators. No, we want reality on the ground. I think that God gave the UPND and Hakainde Hichilema a chance, so that the people of Zambia can see it for themselves that these people have no capacity to rule this nation.
Well, so should we renew his contract, or what are you telling the Zambians?
No, please. If we make a mistake of renewing HH President Hakainde Hichilema contract, we are in trouble. In great trouble. We shall be in a worse situation. Remember, we had load shedding for over 4 years. That thing will come back because for him, he prefers the foreigners to handle our economy. The electricity which we are supposed to be enjoying ourselves, he exports it. Who does that? You leave your own people, but you sell. The maize, which is put in security for food security, what you do, you sell. Then your people have no food. No, I think let us bring in fresh blood.
Well, thank you so very much, Honorable Godfridah Sumaili, on the call with me tonight. Zambia, there you have it. Until I come your way again, this is your friend and brother, Dr. E.J. Nkoma, coming to you and saying Zambia Decides on the 13th of August. Your voice matters, and therefore you have every reason to be part and parcel of this conversation. Join me on Wednesday as we come back with another great and exciting discussion and conversation. Don't forget, be part of the conversation. Good night.
Good night.